It's boating season. How you can get on a boat just like this and enjoy the waters of the Puget Sound and beyond. Tonight on Evening Magazine, let's go! Woo! A beloved TV classic rides again. How the cast of the Netflix new Little House on the Prairie became a real family. Plus, discover your next favorite artist at the 5th Annual Red Fellow Music Festival. And from free cheese sandwiches to the state's biggest reptile show. Where to get out and about this weekend. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jose Cedeño, and as you can see, I'm enjoying this beautiful day on a boat. This boat is part of Freedom Boat Club, which makes me think, what type of benefits their members get?
The benefits of the club are you just get to take a boat out wherever you want to go. What's nice about it is you don't ever have to worry about cleaning the boat.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just text the dockmaster, I'm here, take out a boat like this one, and then you just have fun.
We gotta talk about locations, how many locations you have.
So there are 2 locations in Seattle, one in Lake Union, one in Elliott Bay right here. We have one in Edmonds, one in Everett, Tacoma, Olympia, Paulsbo, Port Orchard.
So pretty much everywhere around here.
Everywhere around the Puget Sound, yes.
Now let's talk about the boat that we're using today. What type of boat is it?
So this is a Bayliner Trophy center console. This one is best used for fishing.
So it sounds like it's all about convenience.
Yes, absolutely.
Have fun on a boat without the hassle of owning one. You can find more information online on how to join the club. Now let's go all the way to Buffalo, Washington to check out a music festival that is highlighting independent and local artists.
We are in Buffalo, Washington, just on the very edge of Mill Creek.
How big is this place?
We have 7 acres.
Ooh. Normally in this venue you will see weddings and private events. But once a year, they will host a music festival supporting independent artists.
When I think you'll be the one I fall to and I'm dark.
I'm Angelina Adams and I'm a singer-songwriter from Gig Harbor, Washington.
If somebody had never listened to your music, what would you describe it as?
It's really good for someone who's going through a breakup.
You perform here many times. What can you say about this place?
It's a really wonderful place to play. It draws a really amazing crowd. Everyone is here to value the artists and just support them in any way that they can. So I think for small artists, it's a really amazing experience.
This time around, there will be 10 performers, covering different styles of music.
It's always really nice to see when people resonate with the music. My favorite thing to do in the band is to do these live shows because we get to directly connect with the audience. We loved playing here because I think it's one of the few venues especially that it's just a day full of music.
It's an escape. I feel like it gives people a connection to something that they could relate to.
What started as a sad story now is helping many musicians to start their careers.
In 2021, our son Reed passed away in a car accident. We were given this quote and it said, "Grief is love with no place to go." So the Red Fellow Music Festival has given our love for Reed a place to go. If we can't help Reed fulfill his dreams of a music career, we're going to help other people.
The Red Fellow Foundation was born. We decided to take this and make it into something that would be a foundation that was charitable for those musicians.
Turning something sad into a really positive thing is something that we need these days, especially.
It's a really beautiful way to honor their son.
But it's not all about giving musicians the opportunity to perform in a unique festival. It's also a chance to create new music.
We will offer one of them a grant from London Bridge Studios, so they have a free 8-hour recording session.
When they called our name, we were surprised. That was a super great moment to get up there and then be rewarded with such a cool experience.
We just love being part of the support that these independent artists need to help them reach pivotal moments.
Red Fellow Music Festival is happening on July 18 and tickets are still available. Also, at the end of the show, we're gonna have a performance from one of the bands that's playing there. Now, are you a little bit hangover of all that action of the World Cup? Well, there's plenty more things to do here in the Northwest that has nothing to do with soccer balls. Well, here's Chris with Evening Magazine, Out and About.
One of Mount Rainier's most anticipated summer scenic destinations, the Road to Sunrise, just opened, unlocking access to the highest point reachable by vehicle in the park. It's one of the most iconic places in the Pacific Northwest and shows a different side of the mountain we all love. The Head and the Heart are celebrating 15 years since their debut with a 15th anniversary edition of their first album and a tour with a stop here in the Northwest. The indie folk duo plays Gremlinger Farms July 10th and 11th. Don't miss Cheese Days in Toledo, July 9th through the 12th. It's the only celebration in the state where they hand out free cheese sandwiches. The parade and delicious treats happen on Saturday. This year's theme, For the Love of Country and Cheese. It's the biggest reptile and exotic animal show in the state.
Yellow body blue bar, Antelope Bay panther, chameleon.
And when we say exotic, we mean it. The Pacific Northwest Reptile and Exotic Animal Show slithers into the Washington State Convention Center July 11th and 12th. Check your pockets before you leave.
Also happening this weekend is the Seattle to Portland Bicycle Classic, also called STP, so be on the lookout of cyclists. Later on the show,
a beloved television classic is riding back onto the prairie. How the cast of the Netflix new Little House on the Prairie became a real family. And the mystery behind your high energy bill. We go behind the scenes at the Puget Sound Energy to solve it.
Evening Magazine is made possible with support from Kitsap Credit Union. Since 1934, Kitsap Credit Union has believed that together it's possible. Together, we shine a light on the people and places that help our communities thrive.
There's no question that this World Cup has been full of surprises and joy, and Seattle has been a big part of it. And this guy, Messi, aka the GOAT. I'm gonna tell you a story of how I got his signature. The year was 2009, when FC Barcelona came to Seattle for a friendly match with the Sounders.
it happens that I was a young sports reporter. This is the photo. No, I'm not too proud of it. But moving on, let's get back to the story. I had a press pass to cover the event, but you're not supposed to ask for signatures, so I didn't.
But when Barcelona's video crew lost their tripods at the airport, I was right there for the rescue.
So I let them borrow my equipment without knowing if I will ever get it back, because I'm a nice guy like that.
They were so happy for the favor, they offered me a signed jersey with some of the best players. And just like that, Messi was one of them.
Welcome back to the show from Elliott Bay. Now, a beloved television classic is riding back into the prairie. Yes, I'm talking about Netflix's remake of Little House on the Prairie. Saint sit down with the cast.
Tell me, Mr. Ingalls, what brought you to this land?
A fresh start for my family.
For nearly 50 years, the Ingalls have been television's first family of the frontier. Now Netflix is bringing Little House on the Prairie back to life with a new cast and high expectations from those who grew up on the original show starring Michael Landon.
Luke, Charles Ingalls has been called the original girl dad. How does that make you feel?
Nervous that I did a good job. If you spend 3 seconds around these girls, you'll see how easy it is to be their pretend dad and what a privilege it is.
His daughters are played by Alice Halsey, who's been acting since she was 9, and Skywalker Hughes, who grew up on a farm in Canada. Their chemistry? About as real as it gets.
What does it say that the two of you are holding hands through this interview?
It says that they're truly sisters.
They even sing like siblings.
The springtime grass was fresh and green. In the auditions and any of the processes, there wasn't like, oh, so can you sing? And then like a week and a half into prep, they're like, so we have like at least a song in every episode, so can you sing? And you know, I think they lucked out.
Much of this story is told through Laura's eyes, a young girl who doesn't always fit society's expectations.
I think that my favorite thing about her is that she just speaks her mind. She says what she believes in reflexively.
It's a quality that would make Laura stand out in the 1870s and may resonate just as much today.
What do you think?
So small.
What we wanted, right?
Crosby Fitzgerald says playing Caroline Ingalls gave her a whole new appreciation for mothers, especially pioneer mothers.
They were doing all the things, helping build the homes and ride the wagons and also have babies and be pregnant without Advil. I really don't know how they did that.
The cast spent months learning what frontier life actually looked like. Alice learned to use a slingshot. Luke mastered a horse-drawn wagon.
Raise your hands if you wish you could live forever in pioneer days. We've only got one.
I'd love to be able to go in and out.
I would love to go for a week, maybe a month or two.
Turns out giving up Wi-Fi for a day is one thing, indoor plumbing another.
We were meant to be. How will we ever know till we try?
Little House on the Prairie is streaming right now on Netflix, and they already have plans for season 2. Now, have you noticed that your energy bill is slightly higher right now? That makes me think that I need to pay my bill. Well, we went behind the scene of the Puget Sound Energy to find out why.
We understand it's a concern for our customers. A big part of why bills are going up is investing in our systems to ensure that energy is safe and reliable. So when customers flip the switch or want to heat their homes, the energy is available.
Puget Sound Energy says a lot of that work happens behind the scenes.
It's inspecting our natural gas lines, it's inspecting our electrical lines, upgrading equipment, trimming the vegetation and trees in our area, and investing in technology in order to provide safe and reliable energy.
That's ongoing work, but the scale has changed. Growing population and aging infrastructure are a part of what's driving costs higher.
Over the next 3 years, we're going to be investing $3 billion into our energy systems, natural gas, and our electrical infrastructure.
PSC says our state's shift to clean energy is also a part of the equation.
We have a number of key milestones ahead. The first one we met last year, which was providing 100% coal-free electricity to our customers. The next milestone begins in 2030. Somewhere between 2030 and 2033, we need to provide at least 80% of our electricity through renewable and non-emitting sources. And then looking ahead to 2045, the state's goal is to be at 100% clean electricity.
The report card is looking good. PSC expects to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by nearly 60% by the end of this year.
So at the same time, as we look forward, we know that all of this progress comes with costs, and so we're working with policymakers on how we can balance cleaner energy with affordability. We're very much committed to the clean energy future, and at the same time, there are costs for our customers, real costs that we need to take into consideration and think about the pace of that change.
There is one more thing that's driving costs.
Our region is growing fast. We have more people, more electric vehicles, and more energy use.
The grid needs to keep up with that growth.
That's the challenge. The Northwest needs more power and energy. By 2030, we're going to need estimated around 9 gigawatts of power to serve the load. That's roughly the state of Oregon's energy use.
Upgrading infrastructure, cleaner energy, rising demand, factors that shed light on growing costs of energy.
You don't even think when you flip on your light switch, and that's how it should be.
Thank you, Chris. You can go to pse.com/behind-the-scenes to find out more on your bill. Now, up next,
the local couple who turned a humble home into a community hideaway.
The best part about this place is that neighborhood vibe.
Evening Magazine is sponsored by Puget Sound Energy.
Welcome back to the show from the beautiful waters of Elliott Bay. Now let's go to Tacoma to check out our fun and family-friendly restaurant called Dusty's Hideaway.
The best part about this place is that neighborhood vibe. It's got great happy hour. The staff is friendly. Food's great. We can bring our kids, our dog, and nothing better on a day like this. It's awesome.
It's no secret, Dusty's Hideaway is a big hit in Tacoma's McKinley neighborhood. But 5 years ago, when experienced restaurant owners Dave and Dana Varellen first saw the location, such success required imagination.
It was really old and kind of run down. We had, it was a home in the 50s, and so now we had to turn it into a restaurant. We had to add all the decks and fences, build out the kitchen and what was a bedroom.
The couple wanted a place where kids could run around, dogs could eat at the table, and people could celebrate the end of sunny days. They delivered.
Yeah, we had a lot of customers that thought it was just a house that was having a party all the time until they realized they could come inside and order food, which was kind of cool to hear about.
The most popular menu item?
I think the hot honey chicken sandwich is probably the #1. It's a fried chicken thigh that's got spicy honey drizzle on it with some slaw and Mama Lil's peppers. People love it. People come here for it.
The Dusty Burger is another big favorite.
It's kind of like your classic burger that we just throw a fried egg on top. I'm a fireman, and so my day job, we make those burgers at the fire station all the time.
How about one more popular menu item?
It's got to be the veggie sandwich because we try to appeal to our veggie vegan folks, and it's a really, really tasty sandwich that everybody loves.
Fans of the Southwest will appreciate the kitschy touches here and there. That's got to be the actor Sam Elliott, right? And the restrooms are spectacular. Waiting in line to order?
We got a spoon collection, which is pretty cool.
Dusty's Hideaway. It's the big secret everybody already knows.
Cheers.
Dusty's Hideaway opens every day at 11 a.m. Now I'm hungry.
When Evening Magazine returns, we spill the tea on a private club pouring happiness one cup at a time.
Now in our 40th season, Evening Magazine shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening Magazine is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
Welcome back to the show from Elliott Bay. Now, do you know that in Sumner there's a private club in a Victorian mansion? Well, we got the scoop of how the general public can go and enjoy a spot of tea.
This is a home away from home, a place where friends become family. If I could come here every day, I would.
There's a Victorian mansion in Sumner where people wear their Sunday best, pour each other tea, and nibble on finger foods from a flower-laden tower.
Thank you.
This is the Secret Garden Tea Room and Gift Shop. Elizabeth Kleingartner provides the classic afternoon tea experience that dates back more than 200 years.
In the early 1800s, Duchess of Bedford realized that she was getting cranky and hungry in the late afternoons because they ate dinner so very late at that time. So she asked the servants to bring her some little sandwiches and cakes to her boudoir. And then she started inviting some of her ladies in waiting to join her. And pretty soon it just became a custom for the upper class to indulge in a little afternoon tea every day.
Almost everything served is made from scratch. Before COVID, Elizabeth hired a huge team to deal with more than 100 customers a day. Post-COVID, the Secret Garden has become a private dining club with members who pay dues.
And it's been so much fun and really successful.
On Wednesdays, the general public can visit the Secret Garden website to try to reserve a table. But members always have first choice.
Membership has its privileges too.
Cheers to that! Now, I ran out of time, but I'm gonna leave you with music of Angelica Adams. She will be performing at the Red Fellow Music Festival. Ciao! Good night, everyone!
Do you even really know me? Do you even really care what you had to show me? Were you ever really there? You it's all you